Your latest news update from Western Mass News.
Good Wednesday afternoon, everyone. I'm Chris Pisano with a look at your headlines. Springfield firefighters urging people to be careful after a string of recent fires caused by electrical issues. The latest this morning. As crews responded to a house on Wilbraham Road, 11 people are now without a home. Investigators say faulty wiring started the fire. Officials say electrical issues can also be caused by improperly plugging in heating appliances or overloading an outlet. A building in Greenfield that used to house a historic department store will now take on new life for city residents. The Wilson's department store closed back in 2019 after 137 years in business. The building was bought by Mass Development and is now slated for renovation. It will hold affordable apartment buildings and an expansion of the Greenfield Community Co-op. Construction set to begin in 2024. Also, former President Donald Trump announcing he's making another run for office. He made it official last night in a speech from Mar-a-Lago. The former president is aiming to be only the second commander-in-chief ever elected to 2 non-consecutive terms. Now, this announcement comes as he's facing several lawsuits and federal investigations, including his possible involvement in the January 6th Capitol riot.
I'm meteorologist Jana Brown with a check of your forecast. Tonight we'll keep fair skies. It stays a little brisk, especially early this evening. Wind will definitely lighten up a bit overnight. But as soon as the sun starts to come up tomorrow, the breezes are going to ramp back up again. Now, temperatures will be dropping back down only into the middle and upper 20s overnight due to the scattered clouds and the light breeze. Now, tomorrow's going to be a blustery day. Wind out of the west-southwest could occasionally gust as high as 20-25 miles an hour. Temps back into the low to mid 40s for most, so we're still trending cooler than normal. And there's a chance for a spot rain or snow shower, basically some lake effects streaming down from the north and west. Berkshire County has the best shot at seeing a snow squall. The valley, maybe a sprinkle or a brief flurry. Now, the weather setup as we move toward the end of the week still features some slightly unsettled conditions. There's again a low risk of a flurry on Thursday. Friday, it's looking mostly dry, but still breezy and still chilly. We'll get a cold front that passes through Friday night, but doubtful we'll have anything with it. And then another shot of cold air comes in behind that for the upcoming weekend. Temperatures are dropping through the end of the week. Low 40s for a high Friday, upper 30s Saturday to Monday.
Stay with Western Mass News on air, online, and on our app throughout the day for breaking news, weather, and exclusive content.